glad y'all invited me back. I was here last year. I had such a good time teaching you about Christian panties. And they have been the best thing. Y'all learned that. So now you've got me back here in the flesh, live, and here to go, okay? So I've been thinking about stuff. Been thinking about why is our world like it is. I figured out it's partly because we don't know how to obey. The kids today don't obey. They tell mom what to do. They tell dad what to do. Nobody believes in obeying. You know, in the good old days, and my kids asked me if I owned a covered wagon. No, but I did have an outhouse. And we had to obey when we were kids. If you didn't, you got to go cut your own switch, and then you got paddled. My mom used a butter paddle. Y'all know what a butter paddle is? You squeeze the buttermilk out of the butter after you make it. And it made a nice little paddle, and she sure knew where to use it, right on the back side. And you would lose a few little chunks of skin when she got done. So, anyway, I think that those good old days where we obeyed was a pretty good thing. I told you I had an outhouse. Our outhouse was a two-seater. Not a two-seater, a two-holer. Why do they have two whole outhouses? I mean, what's on their hole for? Are you supposed to take your best friend in there with you? That's all we had, man. They were high dollar, those two holers. And then the box was built so the little kid could climb up on the facilities and do their business. Well, one day, Mother came home from the store, and she gathered me together with Dad, and she said, I have bought toilet paper. We don't have to have the Sears and Roebuck sitting in between the two-holer. We're going to have toilet paper, but you can't waste it. You have to take good care of the toilet paper. Okay, so now we're an up and coming. Man, we have two-holer, and we have toilet paper, not the Sears Roebuck catalog. Well, one day I went tearing out. I was about 2 or 3, and I went tearing out to the old outhouse. Mom said I always had to run because I waited till the very last second. Jumped up on the box, scooted over on the facilities. When I finished, I grabbed for the new toilet paper. And when I grabbed for it, I bumped it. And it went down the hole, except for just a little bit that I could grab. And I grabbed that, and I'm going to get a paddle. Mom's going to use her buttermilk paddle on me. And I started grabbing, and I grabbed paper, and I grabbed more paper, and the paper had been down in the hole, and I just kept grabbing the paper, and I was running across the yard, tears out, and of course I wasn't running, not when your panties are down around your ankles, you just swoosh. So I scooshed, and I got clear across the yard, and the paper I was still unrolling, and my daddy walked out with his cousin from next door. And he said, girl, what are you doing? Why are you crying? And I said, I knocked the paper into the hole and I'm going to get a paddle and I can't get it all up here. I've been trying. And he picked me up and he said, you know, you don't have to get it. I said, but I'll re-roll it, Daddy. I'll re-roll it if you don't give me a paddle and for wasting the toilet paper. I said, I'll roll every bit of it. He said, look at it. It's pretty nasty. I said, I'm so sorry. I don't want to paddle it. And he said, okay, I'll tell you what. And he pulled up my panties and he wiped off my tears and he lifted me up and hugged me. And he said, I'll take care of it. You won't get a paddling. So I can't tell you if that was good obedience, if that was disobedience.
Mercy.
But I got my dad's mercy. So I thought y'all could laugh because that's all Sister Lotus has for tonight.
Very good. Yay!
Who does this go to?
The 12 of you look